Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Young's Pro Studio YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be designing a mascot logo of full body armor, but we'll not be doing the full body armor. The helmet of a full body armor named the incursio. So, similar to what you can see on the screen, obviously. So, let's get started. What we do is we have an image of the face of the face of the incursio, and we're going to use the pen tool to sketch out all of the pieces and all of the sections. And it's kind of already done for us because we can see it has all these lines here. So most of it's already done for us. So we're going to grab the pen tool. What I like to do is just to keep everything absolutely symmetrical and absolutely on point and the same. We're going to only go for half of the face, and then we're going to cut. Then when we're done with the half and it looks spectacular, then we're going to copy and paste it, flip it, and then we'll merge the two halves together. So using the pen tool, go around your shape. So now we've done fixing up the shape. What I done is I deleted it. I deleted one half and I fixed up the other half so that it's going to now be exactly the same again when we duplicate and flip it, and then we put the two sides together. It shouldn't have no space in the middle, and it should be exactly the same. Okay, so we're gonna start the second part of this logo, which is giving it the coloring. So let's select the mouth covering shape, and we're going to go to this other mascot logo that we currently have, which we're going to use to do the color picking. So select one shape. And we're just gonna make sure the shape is selected. Move. Just in case anything goes wrong, we're gonna duplicate our shape so that if anything goes wrong, we can always go back to our previous shape. This is a good practice to do so, as to make sure that you never lose your work. So now we're just gonna be color picking from this robot head over here. We're gonna make this incursio. We're gonna make a dark version, not this gray color. Just fixing the spacing so everything is aligned symmetrically. We're going to zoom in using the sub selection or the direct selection tool. We're going to select the nodes and just use it and drag it towards the middle. As you can see, where the triangle ends is where the middle begins, or where the middle is. Now we can get back to color picking. So we're going to put the two top shapes. Forehead area, we're going to make it this dark blue, and on top of that, we're going to make it the dark gray on top of the dark blue. You can use any other colors that you are finding on the internet. We're going to put an offset path on the mouth covering shape to just give some space. 1 moment. To just give some space, and we're going to select the whole mouth section and bring it to front. Bring it to the front. So as we begin to fix the colors and take with the gray and blue, then it will start to look better. We're going to change this gray to a blue. And we're going to see what we can use to change the colors. Obviously not that purple. So we've changed it back to the gray as we're experimenting with colors at the moment. We're going to give these two outer shapes as cheek shapes the same offset to have the same amount of space between the two. And we're going to bring them to front so the space is visible. You can right click, go to arrange and bring to front. So we'll just, now we've it's exposed some space at the bottom. So we're going to come here, down here, and just fix the shape. That's decent enough. That was an accident. These gray portions, we're going to change the color of them also to this blue color that we've been using just So never clicked on the blue. Okay, yeah, there's this blue color that we've been using. It does expose a little bit of shape. What we're going to do is we're going to use the pen tool to just square off the edges of the face mask rather than having it curve. And it's starting to look better. It's just lacking the highlights and just experiment with the different spacing at the top. Just gonna drag that in. Drag both sides until they remain the same size. And remove the space from in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back because I don't like how that's turned out, so we're gonna just try a different style. Okay, so we've done a lot of experimenting with different colors and different color types. We've done gray, we've experimented with gray, we've experimented with green, blue, a mixture of both. So what we decided to is after we finish fixing the shapes and just go around and fix the shapes and give them all offsets of around 10px, 5 to 10px, and then we're going to go ahead and we're just going to edit these, all of them. We're just going to turn them blue, not all the same shade of blue. We're going to give them different shades of blue because we're going to give them different shades of blue. Different shades of blue because I feel like it's going to be nicer than the gray, and the blue with blue is going to be really nice. It's going to look more like the Grand Chariot, which is also going to be coming as a Mascot logo design tutorial from my brother Abdurrahman. But right now we're going to be using those colors for this, for the incursio Mascot, only because I like those colors. I like the blue, I like the mixture of blue, and I don't think that the gray was looking good. Like, obviously, we could have experimented more with the gray before we went into the other colors and went into the blue, but I feel that if we stick with the blue at the moment, it's going to end up to look really nice. So that's what we're going with at the moment. We're going to be turning all our shapes from gray to blue. You can just go ahead and just use blue, use red. I can just show you how it will look with red, how it will look with yellow. But for this tutorial, we're going to use blue, and I can do a follow-up tutorial after this just to show you how it looks in red or yellow or even gray if you like any other color. So what I'm doing is I'm just selecting our shapes and just giving them different shades of blue. Yeah, I'm just giving them different shades of blue. But the same kind of blue, not sky blue with dark blue, the same kind of blue, darkish navy blue. So they can all interlink and it can be recognizable as one that does. It's not too hard on the eye. It's not too hard to see either. Remember to keep your offsets so there's spaces between your shapes because it makes it look
a lot neater. If you had no spaces, you saw how it would be very, very, very rugged on the edges, and it looks unprofessional. So to make it look just as professional as it can look, we're gonna add the offset paths. So now, if you just follow me, I'm just changing the colors. Um, any, they're all almost the same kind of blue, but just slightly different. They're all very similar. One side is darker than the other side to give it a shadowed 3D lighting effect, which I think looks good as it's coming through at the moment. Yeah, it definitely looks better than 100% better than when it was grey. And that looks like I would print that out and put it on my wall. I actually might print that out and put it on my wall behind me for when we do our first full face video. So what I'm just doing is just bringing these edges inside our shape. We actually don't need this our first initial background shape that we made, because we've made all the shapes over it and we've given them all offset path. But just so we have a sort of perimeter and sort of a starting point, we're going to keep it, because it will help us. We need to break down the logo for any reason. It will help us to navigate around what what each shape, where each shape's supposed to be, and how the outline is supposed to look, even though there are shapes of overlapped our initial background shape. What we're going to do is going to change the color as the background. So if there is any gaps between our shapes, as you saw that there was before, you won't see any white, really thin, light gray or white lines. You'll just see that it will just be normal and dark and black. What we're going to do now is we're going to take this robot's eyes, because I like the way that it's squared off, or I like that it's sharp and it's not curvy. So we're going to use this eye, and we're going to give it the yellow of the eyes that we already have, but we're going to replace the ones we already have. And we're going to duplicate it, flip it in the properties panel, and put it in the center of the other eye. And now what we're going to do is our horns and the top of our head are the only two pieces that don't have an offset path and that need it. So just go give them an offset path of 5 to 10 px, depending on how it's coming out on your shape or on your computer. Well, let's just move this out of the way. We're going to give it an offset path of 5 px. And we're going to change all the offsets the same color, the color of the background. And what we're doing is sometimes when you give shapes an offset, they don't finish their, it doesn't finish the pointy edges. I'm not sure why Illustrator does that. I'm sure it's something to do with the way that the shape was made, or something like that. So what we're going to have to manually add the corners to our liking. We're going to do it on both sides. There we have. We don't need this kind of small crown thing on top of his head. So what we're going to do is we're going to just delete those 2 extra nodes, and we're going to use a pencil to complete the shape by just adding a small triangle at the top, and we're going to and that's our shape finished, and now we can get to doing the styling of the shape, which is going to be fun. And now for the final section, or the final part of the mascot logo, We're going to be styling it. We're going to be adding highlights. We're going to be adding text, the style text, and we're going to be making it look like a mascot logo. Now, as it is right now, it's plenty fine, but we want to make it better. So with the pencil, we're going to be drawing lines. We're going to be drawing lines around the mascot. We're going to make it this blue color, but we're going to change the fill change from fill to stroke. We're going to bring the stroke up to 3, and we're going to change the profile to double-sided edges, double pointed edges, and we're going to do this across the whole left side. We're just in various places. We're just going to add. We're going to add these lines. And what we're going to do is just going to add a whole load of lines, and then we're going to put the styling on them. I really love the way this is turning out. It's turning out even better than I imagined it to turn out at the beginning. So just keep adding these lines in various places. Don't add it too much in every single place. Well, you could, I mean, but if you don't want to take away from it, don't add it in too many places. We're just going to color pick from that. We're going to round the edges up later. Not round them, point. Maybe it's pointed later. Don't put these lines on any of the background or shapes, because that defeats the purpose, because it's supposed to be the background. Only put it on the shapes. This is just further going to emphasize the edginess of this, and give it a more emphatic 3D look. So let's go ahead and add some more. Let's add one here from the bottom to the top. And you can go ahead and add as much as you want, as long as it's in proportion, or you could just follow me and just add as much as I'm adding in the same places that I'm adding. If you've taken it into your own hands to use the concept of what I'm doing, but do another mascot, using a different Robothead, then just use the concept of how I'm doing these highlights and do it for your Robothead. And also stay tuned, because like I said that before, that there will be a Grand Chariot mascot being made, as well as Zenitsu Agatsuma, which is they're both already been made, and they're being in the process of being edited to be uploaded, as well as other logo design tutorials. Also keep on the lookout for our logo design course, which is going to be released anytime between this month and the next month, but it will be released this year, and where you can learn how to design all kinds of logos, including mascot logos and other logo styles. So once you're done with your highlights, remember to point the edges, both the edges. Maybe we could copy and paste it the other side, the exact other side, to see how it looks. And it does have it does have the same kind of effect, but I feel like it has a better effect when it's on just one side. Maybe if we tried to do something else maybe if we decided to make it darker. Remember, we'll go to fill, and you can just change it back to stroke by clicking that flip an arrow, and it will just flip the color onto stroke and flip the stroke color onto the fill. Remember, bring up to 2 or 3 and round off all the edges. Maybe we could take down the opacity, because it's not having the exact look that we wanted it to have. Maybe make it slightly lighter. But this is what I reiterate a lot, that logo design is a lot to do with experimenting. There's always going to be experimenting between best colors, best styles, best everything really. It's always, and this is goes with all design, but logo designing especially because that's what we're covering at the moment. If there is any kind of mascot logo that you guys would like to see done, then obviously don't forget, just mention it in the comments and then we'll see if we can get that done for you. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So just creating the shape here to create a kind of shadowing effect, which I'm not sure if we kind of need. I just want to see how it looks. Just there's in logo design, mascot logo design, there's always sometimes it's one piece of lighting, piece of shadow, one highlight that could make or break your design. Like the double light highlights could have broken our design, and given these highlights, the right sided highlights has kind of somewhat made our design and look, though it already looked 3D, now it's made our design look emphatically 3D. It's made our design look very professional, very before it looked a little bit flat. Though it looked 3D, it looked a little bit flat. Okay. So let's take the opacity down on these two. Just so they're barely visible, you can just realize, okay, is there something there? Sometimes more is, no, not more is less. Less is more in logo design. I missed one. So using the pencil, we're gonna add an extra highlight on the right side. These highlights that we made on the side, you can choose to keep them or not. You don't have to keep them. You don't have to leave them because I feel that the highlights on the right side, they aren't as like the ones are on the left side are undroppable. The ones on the right side you can drop them. All we're gonna do is gonna add a few light highlights on the right side to just see how it looks and just to add, yeah, see, it adds a nice effect. It's not in the same places as it is on the left. It's in different places, so it adds a really nice effect towards it. And let's just add this. We don't want to overdo it, but let's just keep pushing just a little bit more. And the color picker tool in Adobe Illustrator is less of a color picker tool and more of a style picker tool. If you use the color picker tool with text, it'll give you the same font, the same color, the same size, and the same goes for shapes. It'll give you the same. I don't know if it wouldn't give you the same size, but it'll give you the same color and same thickness of the outline, the same. Uh, it's more of a style picker as a color picker. That's what a little joke we have over here at Orange Pool Studios. So so far, adding these extra highlights at the side was a really good idea because now it's starting to just actually just pop there. It looks really good. So now we can start working on the text. We're gonna go for this kind of 80s kind of text. Now there's two main fonts that we use when designing mascot logos: Longshot and Big Space. I find myself using Longshot 90% of the time, and Big Space maybe 10%. So we're going to call this incursio, which is the name of the armor that we are creating a mascot of from the anime series Akame ga Kill. If you haven't watched it, then you should go and watch it. I feel like it's really interesting. It's really fun. I obviously don't want to let off no spoilers, so I'm not going to go deep into that. So let's just carry on with the design. So just copy this text, and I'm going to show you the second font, which is called Big Space, not Big John. See, they're both really good when it comes to mascot logos, but I find myself using the Longshot font a lot more because I just prefer it. I prefer it a lot more. So now what we're going to do is we're going to model off this text. We're not going to make it look exactly the same, kind of, but if you see this text, it's not a one-style text. I can probably guarantee that this man who made this mascot also took an idea from somewhere. So we've right-clicked our text and clicked create outlines, which turns our text into path, and we've given it an offset path of 10px, and then we've merged the offset together and we ungrouped it so that we can now edit our letters individually. We've created a box which we're going to use to cover half of the text, and we're just going to place it where, and we're going to copy it and Control F to keep pasting it in the exact same position, and then we're going to intersect it so we can have the bottom of all of our letters, so we can eventually do the styling for it. So we've given it the inevitable gradient. And we're going to color pick from our image here because it goes dark to light. There is another video which covers how to, in our channel, how to design mascot logo text, which covers only how to design it for the text without the mascot. If you want to use a different kind of style of text, and just head over there and you can see there will be more tutorials on how to do different styles of mascot text as well coming. So stay tuned for those as well. Okay, so now we have all our gradients aligned vertically. You can take the opacity down a notch. And it's already got style. If you want to leave it like that, you could. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna edit it so it just looks more. It just looks more professional. It just pops more. Because design, especially logo design, it's all about popping and catching the eyes. You want to wear something like this. I could see it when I'm done. I do it to see it on a poster, on a t-shirt, on a bus. I can just see it everywhere really. So we're going to give it a minus offset of 2 or 3 px, depending on what drops better on your screen. And we're going to select the outer shapes and change them white. So it has that little effect. And that's logo design for you really. Something, a lot of times, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong, just trust it. But let's carry on with this text. We're almost done. We're going to just fix this gradient just so it doesn't go to the entire bottom, the absolute bottom, just so it has a more better shape text color. We're going for that sort of almost 80-ish kind of poster design, movie design, Terminator, those kind of design. looks, and we're taking the opacity back up because we took it way too down. And it also has, it just has this really, really nice view to it. So now the incursio. We're going to now add the finishing touches to our logo. For those of you who have followed this tutorial, you can, sorry. What we're going to do is we're going to give the text an arc so that we can just bend it just slightly, because we don't need it bent all the way. I'm just going to bend it, give it arc lower. So instead of bending the entire word, it just bends the bottom, like in our example that we're copying. We're not so much copying. I still feel like we've arced it a little bit too much. And we're going to send it to back, but we want some pieces of it in front. We only want our two middle horns in front and the rest of it out back. So we're going to select our middle horns, group them. Oops, forgot. So group that, move out the way. I'm bringing our text down and selecting our inner horns. We're going to bring everything in front, so it comes behind, on top of our larger horns around the side, but our inner horns goes on top of the incursio text. And it's getting a really nice kind of view. So what we've done is we've duplicated the shape, and we're going to, yeah, we just merged everything together at once to make the background shape. So now that everything's merged, we've given it that dark blue background color that we've been using for the background, and we're going to give it an offset path of around 15. But remember to always use what's best for you. And so we're going to go to object path, offset path again. But this time we're going to give it 10px, and we're going to give it this gradient color, this purple to light blue gradient. And we're gonna make it go sideways. And almost our incursio logo is finished. Now, the sides are a little bit edgy, a little bit messy. You could always fix that. I'm not gonna take the time to fix it right now because I feel like we've all just totally bossed it with this logo. Let me just re-add this highlight. And anybody who sees this or sees that you've made this are undoubtedly going to be impressed by it. You could just show this off to your family, to your friends, and you could use it as a poster. Actually, is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to print this out as a poster to put in my office or in on the back of my workspace. And there you have it. I'm going to present the logo. I'm not going to show you how to present the logo because if you really want to know how to present a Mascot logo, then we're going to make a video. So we're going to make a video for that. Definitely going to make a video for that. But here it is. Here's our Mascot logo. You've done it. It's totally bossed it, and it's really, really nice, really, really good. I hope you're proud of your work because I'm definitely proud proud of your work if you've done what I just done, because it was really, really fun to make, but could have been a little bit hard. Don't forget to look out for the course, the logo design course. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to like this video, share it. No, just notify people. A lot of people are gonna like this. A lot of people are gonna wanna do this mascot for their own reasons, or just use it as a template to make other mascots. Stay tuned because it's going to be a mascot of the Grand Chariot coming, as well as the Mitsu Agatsuma, as well as other anime characters and other non-anime related mascot logos coming to also to this YouTube channel. Yeah, so this is only, we're going to do a new thing where we're going to have a little quote or a little joke at the end of all of our videos. For this one, I'm going to say, call out its name. Only a few of you will understand exactly what that is alluding to. Have a nice day, everybody, and don't forget to subscribe, like,